Hello YouTube. What's new? What's new with me? Well, first of all, sorry it's been a hot minute since I last uploaded a video, but the bar exam got kind of crazy. And that's what this video is going to be talking about, is the bar exam. So what's new with me? I took the bar exam this week. Someone recently, like within the last 2 days, asked if I got my results back. And that's very sweet, but even if I took the September in-person bar exam, I wouldn't have gotten my bar results back yet. Even if I took the July exam, if that was still going to be a thing, wouldn't have gotten them back yet. Texas is notorious for being one of the last states to get our grades to us, usually for July in November. So even if I took the September bar exam, I wouldn't get my results back yet because Texas is very slow. So yeah, so what's new with me? I finished the bar exam. And that's what this video is going to be about, like I said, but I want to get some stuff out of the way before. So I have 4 videos coming up planned. 3 are law and bar bar prep related, and the other is more along the lines of Broadway. So those 4 videos are going to be, I'm going to be comparing all the versions of School of Rock, so the musical, the movie, and the TV show, kind of in the same line that I did with Cats, Newsies, and Billy Elliot. So if you like those videos, that's going to be a fun one for you to watch. And then my other 3 videos, I'm going to be doing a comparison of Barbary and Themis and giving my final review on Themis, because I did take Themis this time around. So yeah. Also, the other 2 videos are going to be law school related. The first one, these are not in any particular order, but one is going to be about dating in law school, particularly dating as a 1L. So that should be interesting. I have some stories. And then the other is going to be cold call horror stories, and I wanted to do this one earlier during the summer, but I came up with a horror story idea and I was like, this would be perfect for October. And let me tell you, as a little preface, the stories don't just end at 1L. So yeah, that's what's coming up for y'all. But let's get on to what this actual video is about, which is the mess that was the 2020 bar exam. So I had initially been pushed to take the in-person September exam when Texas was still doing fully in-person exams. And the reason I was pushed to take the September exam was because of when I signed up to take the bar exam, because guess what? I had to wait for my results, which means I was forced to take the exam to sign up late, because Texas takes forever to get us our results. So I didn't really have a choice. So I was pushed into September, and then probably about I wouldn't even say a month before the July bar exam happened, they're like, oh, we're canceling that. You can choose between September and October. And October was online and September was in person. And at this point in time, they hadn't given us any information on either of these exams. And the information they did give us was changing constantly. And this is where the pandemic-proof exam came about. And they're going to continue to say that it was pandemic-proof and that it went off without a hitch. But here's the thing. Here's what I heard about the September bar exam. There were proctors without face coverings. There's a video, and I hope it's still up. If it is, I'm going to link it below, so you can see the video that we were sent for our instructions for this in-person hotel bar exam. It was terrifying. They zip tied everything in your room, in your closet. There were whistles, there was a pee cup. Yeah. And they also didn't do any contact tracing. So they're going to say it was pandemic proof. And they're going to say, oh, no other state did this. Well, no other state did do it because it was stupid. But also, because they didn't do any contact tracing, there is no way to prove that it stopped. any spread of anything. So who's the competent ones? Not the BLE. So yeah, then comes October, and this October exam was done in conjunction with like every other state in the US. It felt like California was going, New York was going, Florida's going next week with an online exam that's also open book, so not exactly the same one we took. But I think Illinois was also going, Texas was going, and then a few other states, and it was just a complete mess. The website where we were supposed to get our passwords broke down. So I'm grateful that the emails were working for at least Texas, because they weren't working for everybody else. Some people were told if they were having technical difficulties to withdraw from the bar and take it again in February. From ExamSoft. And let me tell you, ExamSoft does not have the authority to do that. You have to go through the Board of Law Examiners in your state to fully withdraw. So they were telling examinees wrong information. I actually had to end up calling them because I had a technical difficulty and I nearly had a panic attack. So what happened was I was getting ready to sign in for my MPT. So at the very beginning, I was going to sign in for my MPT. I typed in the password, and then I got a screen and it gave me a code to give to a proctor, and that I would need a resume code. I had no idea what a resume code was. There was nothing on the website that like said any of this. So I was just like, excuse me? So I'm glad that I had already called ExamSoft, or I had already like took a picture of ExamSoft's number from the Texas materials so I could call them in really quickly. I was on hold for like 20 minutes, which is short in comparison to people I know who are on hold for over an hour. So I called them up. I was on hold, finally got to talk to someone, and the first thing they asked me was, what was the color of my screen? And I was like, blue. And the first thing that came out of the person's mouth, and I feel so bad for like the help people because this isn't their fault. This is the software company's fault. But she's like, yeah, I can't help you with that. You need to go back to your dashboard and replug in the password. And I was like, excuse me? What do you mean you can't help me? This is your job, is to help me. So I did that, typed it in, everything worked fine. But then when I said it was finally working, she's like, oh, your internet must have been going out for that little moment that you typed in that password. And I'm like, whoa. No. My internet has been working fine. I'm on the lucky side that I have really good internet at my house, and I was really lucky that my parents were able to not be here to take up internet. Not everybody was that lucky, but she was like, oh, it's your fault. And I'm like, no, this is not my fault. I didn't tell her that, but I wanted to. But also, don't harass people like that unless they're like scamming you, which ExamSoft is a scam. So anyways, so I get into my MPT, and then the PDF that the MPT is in, that like the documents that we're supposed to read are in, was not working, and I probably got flagged for this, but I said, what the F? I whispered it because I'm in exam mode. I'm not gonna like talk out loud, but I whispered it because the thing is, I would go to like enlarge the document so I could actually read it. Not that I could highlight on it or mark on it or anything, because the program didn't allow that, and Texas decided that it was only going to do like a PDF version, like a scanned PDF, so you couldn't actually do anything with it. So thanks, Texas. But I went to enlarge it, and when I did that, it went smaller, and then like it moved around the screen really weirdly, and then I couldn't make the window like enlarge this way. I could only make it go wider, and I was like, what the F? So that was fun to deal with. After finagling with it for like 10 minutes, I finally got something that kind of worked, so I could also see like what I was typing. So yeah. The first day also, I had to like slow down my typing a few times for the MPT and for Texas essays because the program couldn't keep up with my typing. So that was fun. Day 2, I had like no problems at all. The only problems I really had were sometimes the next button didn't work to go to the next question for the MBE. So there were times where I would click next and I wouldn't know if it actually went to the next question or not. So that was fun. But I had relatively small issues. I will say my computer does overheat now a lot. ExamSoft is always running. And we have to keep ExamSoft on our computers until we get results. Also, I got all the emails saying that the proctoring files were uploaded, and the proctoring files are there because we had to be monitored via AI and stuff. They had to use our camera and stuff. I got emails saying all that happened, but I've been seeing on Twitter that you have to, that some people have to like send in this stuff again, and I'm like, I don't have to do that. Am I doing something wrong? Also, apparently in Texas, our analyst is supposed to contact us to tell us to sign the honor pledge. That hasn't happened yet, so I'm like, what's going on? So it's a mess. It's a mess. I have no confidence in this exam, especially since someone from the Texas BLE has stated that she's not comfortable giving a license to repeat takers who have to take the exam online. So that's fun. Yeah, I question why I want to go into this profession with the way that they're treating us, especially people who are retaking the exam. It's great. Also, the MBE had really weird questions on it. Even the Texas essays had weird questions, and I'm like, none of this is like before. I've taken 2 bar exams before. This 3rd bar exam was nothing. There is no true, real, good comparison from this bar exam to previous ones because they were completely different. And I'm not just talking about the online format to the non-online format. I'm talking like questions were different, like there was different things, and it was just like, oh my goodness. So yeah, that was the bar exam. I got really lucky. If you're reading up on the bar exam and what happened, take anything from your BLEs, like any articles that people from your BLEs are gonna like talk in, take anything that's said by Judy Gunderson, who is the president of the NCBE, take all of that with a grain of salt, because they are there to make money and to prove that their institutions are actually worth it, which they're not. So I'm going to still be fighting for diploma privilege because honestly at this point it's the only like equitable thing to do. Regardless of if I pass or not, I'm always going to be fighting for this now, because like after this it's like, come on. And then in doing this and I've been doing a lot of research also, I've learned a lot about the bar exam that I didn't know before, and honestly it's appalling. So yeah, take anything that you see from like NCBE, any of those things, like your state BLEs, take all of that with a grain of salt, because they're lying to you. They're most likely lying. Their ExamSoft also lying. They're saying that like it went off without a hitch. It didn't. There's an article that Judy Gunderson like spoke in, and she is, I don't know where she's getting some of her information, but I'm pretty sure she's pulling it out of somewhere, you know what I mean? Because I read it and I'm like, I cannot believe this is the woman who's in charge. And what makes it even worse is the woman that's in charge of the bar exam has never taken the bar exam. But one thing that like really struck me is that all of the BLEs and the NCBE, they were all saying this entire time that we're watching what other states are doing. We're watching the other states. We're watching what people are saying. However, when it came to like being told specific facts about what was happening, they're like, oh, we don't have the facts. We didn't know. Well, what are you doing? What are they doing with their time if not trying to do research on why this is a bad idea? I mean, Texas agreed to sign this ExamSoft contract without reading the contract. It's shocking that these people call themselves lawyers and they're not going to read a contract before they sign it. Like, okay, thanks. this is just my future in your hands. Thanks for treating it like this. And I'm being sarcastic if you couldn't tell. So yeah, that was the bar exam. This is my debrief of the bar exam. Be looking out for those 4 videos later this month and into November. If you have any questions, you can ask them down below in the comment section. You can also ask me on Twitter. I leave my Twitter and Instagram in the description box down below in every single video. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. I hope you liked seeing me rant. If I made you laugh, I hope you are laughing with me and not at me, but if you're laughing at me, that is okay. I'm totally fine with that. So yeah, if you like the video, comment down below, subscribe if you want to see more from me, like the video. Let's get this video pushed out so people will know what a mess the bar exam was. That's all I got for you. I hope you have a great day, week, month, year, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you later. Bye!